Welcome to the Rockabye Revenue Podcast with me, Abby Watson. I'm a mum of 4 and a business strategist, and I train people to become hypnobirthing teachers. In the last decade, I've built a thriving baby business that grew beyond my wildest dreams. This podcast is for you if you run a business or dream of running a business in the birth and baby industry. You want to change lives whilst making more money. I'm talking about creating sustainable income whilst being present for the people that matter most. I believe for our baby businesses to have the impact we desire, we must be rewarded. On this podcast, expect me to share actionable strategies without the jargon. I've been where you are. I've built a business while raising 4 little ones, and now I'm here to help you turn your passion into profit while creating the life you've always dreamed of. So let's get started. Hello, and happy December, whether or not you celebrate Christmas. This episode is going to be so useful. It's a shorty because I want to leave you with lots of time to actually take action on this. Because what we're going to be talking about today is Twixmas, that time in between Christmas and New Year where you might want to be lounging about in your pyjamas. You might want to be really present for your kids. And actually, it's also a really key time to get bookings for your baby business. So whether you work with expectant parents or whether you run classes for babies or you work with postnatal parents, there can be a real surge in inquiries in this time between Christmas and New Year. And I want you to be ready for it. So I'm going to talk to you about what you can do this very week so that you can be sat in your pyjamas in Twixmas. You can be really present for your family. You can be on holiday or whatever you are intending to do. But in the background, you have got things ready for that common surge of inquiries that do happen in that time. So I've been in this industry almost a decade, and I tell you what I have noticed. I have noticed that there is 2 times a year where inquiries tend to be slower, where I, in the past, have regularly had panics of like, oh my gosh, where are the bookings? What is going on? I've not had many inquiries this month. What is happening? And those times tend to be August, because everyone's on holiday or thinking about holidays, and December, okay? Or should I say December until the 25th? Okay, so in my experience, I have definitely seen this pattern year in, year out, and I have heard it from other people working in the industry too, where they find that they have less inquiries during those 2 months, okay? Because even though, we are potentially attracting people for quite a limited time in their life, those 2 months of the year for a lot of people tend to be very focused on other things, okay? So if you are working with women preparing for birth, they can kind of like put that on a shelf for a few weeks whilst they think of other things in their life. And August, because it tends to be that holiday season, that time where people are thinking about day trips, looking after other children, they're thinking about spending their money on experiences that are kind of holiday related. Prep or baby classes might not be their number 1 priority for that month, okay? So it can be quite normal to see a dip in inquiries. And that can absolutely happen in December too. So if you are listening to this episode when it comes out, I'm sat recording by my Christmas tree. We're in December, and just as expected, my inbox is not flooded with people wanting to train as hypnobirthing teachers. And I'm okay with that because I know that is really, really normal. And come the new year, absolutely they will be thinking about that. And come the 26th of December, they'll also be thinking about it. So if you are experiencing a bit of a dry December, you're busy teaching your sessions because you had lots of inquiries September, October, but now you've seen this little bit of a dry spell. Worry not. Let's get ready for Twixmas, okay? Because mark my words, for a lot of people, whether or not they celebrate Christmas, they're likely to have more time on their hands during that period between Christmas and New Year. Okay, they might be off work, they might be just lounging about, there might not be much going on, there might be other businesses closed. So what they're doing, well, they sat often scrolling and they are thinking about the new year that is coming up. And they are thinking about the things that they have been intending to do. So if your business runs birth preparation courses, they've been thinking about booking those services, but now they've got time on their hands to start looking, to start scrolling, to start seeing what's out there. If you run baby classes, they've got through the main festivities and they're now thinking, I better get something organised for the new year. I'm going back to work soon, so I want to make sure that I'm going to a few classes before that comes. Maybe if you work, in like parent coaching, sleep coaching, potentially they've been holding off looking for those services because there's been other bigger commitments going on. But now they're in this time of in-between and now they're on the scroll. However, lots of business owners that also offer services like you are also on their holidays. They're also chilling out, eating the stale mince pies. And they're probably not on it in terms of their social media, So actually, a lot of the other businesses in your niche are not being as active because they might have kids, they might be home with their children. Well, my dear, let's get ahead of the game. Now, I am not for one moment saying that you need to be on the ball come the 26th of December. I'm not going to be, I tell you that, I'm not going to be. I am going to be enjoying some well-deserved rest. I am going to be getting out of my pyjamas a lot later and a lot earlier. I'm a girl that likes to be in her PJs for at least 6 o'clock. I'm going to bring it down to 5, I'm going to be absolutely chilling out. But the work that I do this very week will set me up to be able to relax, knowing that I'm ahead of the game, that I have got things in place waiting for those extra browsers, those people thinking about the new year. So this is what I suggest you do. If you want to be the person in your niche that is getting bookings during Twixmas, whilst you're sat under the mistletoe, whatever you're doing, you need to plan for it right now. And it doesn't even need to take long. Book yourself an hour with a coffee and think about what you are going to have waiting for those online browsers that will come out during Twixmas, the time between Christmas and New Year. So that might mean that you update your website. If you've got a website, you update your website, and if you've got some kind of freebie, lead magnet, or if you're planning on hosting like a free event, or you offer discovery calls, you make sure that is super clear, ready for those Twixmas browsers. If you're planning things for the new year, like a taster event, please, please, please don't wait until January the 8th to get that scheduled in. Schedule it now and have it there waiting for those Twixmas browsers. If you utilize social media in your business, okay, or even if you don't massively, do yourself a favour and ready for Twixmas, pop a few posts to be scheduled during that time. Create the posts now, either schedule them or have them waiting on your phone to copy and paste and have there. Now, these are people that are ready to take action, you know? They're browsing and they're going to be looking at a few. So you really want to speak to them. So you want to be going back to basics. You want to think of that potential client sat there in between Christmas and New Year, thinking about the year ahead, thinking about your services. What do they need to hear? You know, what do they need to hear? So if you're a hypnobirthing teacher, maybe they need some absolute clarity on what actually hypnobirthing is. You know, maybe if you're a baby massage instructor, they need absolute clarity on where your classes are and what they're like. What do they look like? Yeah? Whatever type of business owner you are, they want to know who you are. See a picture of you. See what drew you to your service, and importantly, what you can do for them. Yeah? Those simple, back to basic posts, have them lined up. If you are offering something for free, like a free chat, a free taster session, a free introduction to your course, have a post clear there. And if you do get time during Twixmas, make it your mission to be sharing it to your stories. Make a little list in your phone right now, this week, of Facebook groups in your local area that you can share those posts to. So that even though it takes a little bit of effort during Twixmas, you've done the legwork now. You've done the hard work now. You've prepared for it. You've got the links to the group. You've got the caption that you're going to write, and you just need to press and pop it in. You want to take any potential hard work out of it so that you can be the person benefiting from Twixmas and that potential surge in bookings. Because wouldn't it be fabulous to be going into 2025 with bookings under your belt that you have got simply by doing a little bit of work right now? So as much as you might be thinking, Abby, I've still got presents to wrap, I've still got things to do, make this a priority. And you will be so grateful to yourself for doing it, for doing the work. And guess what? Next year, you can reuse the work that you've done this year. Or you can add to it. You can get your Twixmas prep even better year on, year out. Yeah? Year on, what is that phrase? Year in, year out. That's the one. You know? So this week, make it your mission to prepare for Twixmas. To prepare for that time between Christmas and New Year where there's likely to be that boost in people looking for services for 2025. Make it your service that they see and your service that they get clarity on. Okay. Now, I said earlier this doesn't have to take long. It doesn't, because you're going back to basics. You're really thinking about those key things they need to hear. Probably already got posts like this. You know? Is there that testimonial that you can reshare? Now is the time to do it. So, if you do celebrate Christmas and I don't speak to you before, do have a wonderful, wonderful time. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, do take a break. Do reflect on the wonderful things that you have done this year. And I shall be seeing you very, very soon. Take care and have a lovely time. And do let me know if you have prepared for Twixmas. I'm cheering you on. I'm there watching your stuff, thinking how wonderful you are doing. You are doing great work. Keep at it and do yourself a favour and prepare right now. Take care. Bye. Thank you for listening to Rockabye Revenue. I hope this episode has left you with some fresh ideas and bundles of motivation. If you enjoyed this episode, do make sure you click subscribe so you never miss an installment. And if you found this episode useful, I'd love you forever if you leave a 5-star review, helping this podcast reach the ears of more of the helpers in this world. And remember, keep changing lives. See you next time.